Hello everyone, welcome to my channel and my art room. If you are new here, my name is Ellen and I make art, design, DIY, and lifestyle videos. And in today's video, I will be sharing with you how I make a fluffy star pillow using a crochet pattern that I found online for free. If you would like to use this same pattern, I provided a link to it in the description below. Before we get started, I would like to mention that this video is sponsored by me and my small business, WatermellenDesigns. I make whimsical handmade home decor, jewelry, and accessories, and I also sell this fluffy star pillow on my Etsy shop. And here it is. It's super cute and fluffy, as described. Also, the one that I'm making today is twice as big as this one. That being said, I would like to mention that I have already made the crochet portion for the first one. I'm making two. If I didn't mention that already, I wanted to make two of them because I have two skeins of this yarn. Now mind you, it takes two skeins of this particular yarn, and this is the Bernat blanket yarn. Before we get started, I would also like to mention that the wrapping on your yarn skein, for any beginners out there, does have the crochet hook that you will need. Yes. This requires an 8mm crochet hook, which I have, yay! And it also explains the washing instructions, and this is machine washable and dryable, and I like to make sure that my pillows are machine washable and dryable because you can't really remove the lining. Once the pillow part is sewn into the pillow, it's in there. So it needs to be something that you can throw the whole thing in the wash and run the whole thing through the dryer. This is one of my favorite crochet patterns to make for my shop, for myself, for other people. It's just a fun pattern. Let's get started. I'd like to premise this video by saying this is my first time explaining the steps to a crochet pattern, so I'll do my best. This pattern does require prior knowledge of how to do single and double crochet stitches, so if you've never done these before, I've provided links to a couple short tutorials in the description below. Pull yarn from the center of your skein and tie your loop to start. Once you've done this, chain 5 single crochet stitches and crochet into the first stitch, making a loop. Next, crochet 5 single crochet stitches, and from here, double crochet into your loop. Stitch a row of 3 single crochet stitches and do another double crochet into your loop. Repeat these steps until you have 5 spaces around your loop. This is how you'll start your 5-pointed star. As you can see, here I have 4 spaces around my center loop. To make the 5th space, chain 3 and crochet into the second single stitch on the next row. Now you have your 5 spaces. Next, crochet 2 single stitches and then make 2 double crochet stitches into your first space. You want to have groups of 3. Once you've done this, do 3 single crochet stitches and 3 double crochet stitches into the same space. This creates the first point to your star. Move into the next space and crochet 3 double crochets, 3 single crochets, and another group of 3 double crochets. Continue this process in each of your 5 spaces. I would like to note that I have modified this pattern a little bit as a personal preference. The star points in the pattern are made of only 2 single crochet stitches, while I use 3, and for the start of each row, the pattern has 3 single crochet stitches, while I prefer to use only 2. I just wanted to make note of it, so if you are following the pattern and this video, you won't be confused. Once you reach the end, crochet into the first stitch in the following group of 3 to begin your next row. Once you've done this, chain 2 single crochets and double crochet into the next stitch. Repeat the previous steps by crocheting 3 double stitches, 3 singles, and 3 doubles into the space in front of you. As your star grows, each row will increase by 2 stitches. So here there are 5, next time around there will be 7, and so on. To create the dip between each point of your star, you will need to skip 2 stitches. Be sure to count your stitches as you work your way around. This is an easy step to forget. As you can see here, I skipped 2 stitches and did a double crochet into the 3rd stitch, another double crochet, and then 3 double crochets into the empty space for a group of 5. These are the steps you will repeat all the way around your star. Just be sure to count your stitches every now and then to make sure each row has increased by 2 stitches, and you haven't forgotten to skip your 2 stitches in the middle. Hopefully I explained everything pretty well. I'm still learning how to read and understand patterns, but if you have any questions, I'll do my best to answer them. Now that I've gotten started, I know this will take a while. Welcome to the vlog portion of my video where I show you the rest of my creative process in making this pillow.
Say your boyfriend kept
Boyfriend?
your husband. Wow, you get really upset with that one.
Bruh.
Boyfriend? I'm not your boyfriend.
We're married.
I'd say that your husband was trying to distract you.
Good morning, everyone. It is day 2 of making a fluffy star pillow, and I was up until 3 a.m. crocheting. I really shouldn't do that to myself, but I was making so much progress. Look at this. I'm almost done with half of the star pillow, so this will be 1 panel. Obviously I need 2. So I'm gonna finish this one up today and get started on the next one. I'm hoping that by the end of the day I will have the 2nd panel finished and I'll be able to start filling the pillow and like sewing the lining and all that fun stuff. But the one thing I'm not sure about is how many more rows I have to do for this one layer here. I'm gonna have to count some stitches. Wait, I don't know where to put my coffee. I like to live dangerously by eating food and drinking coffee on my couch, and sometimes, occasionally, it backfires, but not very often. So I base the size of the pillow on how many stitches are on each of these rows, and as I mentioned in the tutorial portion of this video, you're increasing each row basically by 2 stitches. So let's see, 21 stitches. Okay, this I finished off with 21 stitches in one row along the edge here. And this one, I'm pretty sure only has 19, which means I have to do at least one more round all the way around this star here. But it's turning out so nice. I'm so excited. I like to watch movies and TV shows while I crochet, so today I watched Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella. I watched this a lot when I was a kid, and I definitely had a lot of nostalgia while watching this movie. There's this one scene where one of the stepsisters is dancing with the prince, and oh man, it reminds me of this one meme. They have very similar energy.
Your laughter is incessant.
I like that laugh.
Anyway, if you enjoy musicals, this is a fun movie. I was also able to get my second star started by the time Cinderella reached the ball, so about the halfway mark in this movie. And by the time credits were rolling, I had gotten quite a good portion of my second star panel done, as you can see. By this time, I was feeling pretty hungry, so I decided to make myself some lunch. I think I heard a bird on the roof. Oh. Well, at least I know what kind of bird it is. So the weather this week has been forecasted to be overcast for the next few days. The sun did come out for a little bit today, but it's back to being cloudy again. Regardless, I think I should go outside and get some fresh air and a little bit of exercise. So I think I'm gonna take a walk to the beach. Okay, I got my sunglasses and my beach bag. Time to go. There's nobody on the pier. I know where I'm going. Hey guys, I'm back from my walk. I've been back for a while actually. My husband picked me up from the pier around 9 and I stayed there a lot longer than I was planning. I was there for I think about 3 hours and it was a really good time. It was so beautiful out this evening, which I wasn't expecting because it was really humid, but there was a nice breeze and the temperature wasn't bad. And I also got to hang out on the pier by myself for a while. And then some neighbors showed up and I'd never met them before and they were really nice. So it was a good evening. 10 out of 10 would recommend going and hanging out on your local pier if you're living in a beachy community. Also, I finished the second half to my star pillow, which means this evening I can sew them together. And tomorrow I can make the lining and stuff them. Today I was finishing the pillows, so I needed to find some fabric for the lining. I had quite a few colors to choose from, but in the end, white was the best option. You can see a little bit of the lining through the holes in the star crochet pattern, so it's important to make sure the lining looks good with the yarn you are using. Next, I set my crochet star on my cotton lining and traced around it with a pencil, leaving 1/2 inch for seam allowance. Don't forget to leave seam allowance or your pillow won't be the right size. Once I drew my line, I cut out my first pattern piece. I needed to cut 4 of these because I'm making 2 pillows. I then went ahead and ironed the pattern piece that I'm using as a template to cut out the other 3. I'm not gonna lie, making the lining is my least favorite part of the pillow making process, but it has to be done. Here you can see me using the first piece I cut out as a pattern. Honestly, I probably should have pinned my pattern to the lining before cutting it, but I chose not to. Just so you guys know, I don't particularly love cutting out fabric pieces on my art room floor. But I live in a smaller home and I don't really have a large workstation. So when I'm dealing with larger patterns and I need to spread fabric out, this is probably one of my best options. So doing my best. One day I'll get a nice big work table and things will be a little different, I guess. But until that time, we're here. Also, I'm saving all of my scrap fabric for other projects. Like, I can make a lot of different things with this stuff. So just so you know, I would recommend ironing your fabric before you cut out the pieces. I was just being a little bit lazy, I guess. So here we are. And I'm gonna be ironing my pattern pieces after cutting them out. Once you have your lining pieces, pin them together. Some people skip this step because it does take time, but it will really help to keep your fabric from shifting when you're sewing everything together. Don't forget to leave a decent sized space for filling the pillow, and when you start your stitches on the machine, I recommend back stitching a couple of times around the opening where you will be filling the pillow. This will keep your stitches from coming loose. Once you've sewn your lining, turn it inside out to hide your seams and fill it with the desired amount of fiberfill. I use a lot of fiberfill in my pillows. I feel like some pillows from the store have a dismal amount of stuffing, and I like these star pillows to be dense and huggable, so when it comes to filling them, I'm not playing. Once my pillow is filled, I close it by folding the remaining seam allowance inward and pinning the hole shut. Once it's pinned, I hand stitch the opening using a whip stitch. To finish the pillow, I put it inside the crochet lining and close the lining by using single crochet stitches along the edge. I'm so happy with how this turned out. Oh my gosh, it's so big and fluffy and huggable. Ah! I still have to make the I still have to fill the second one, but I'm gonna take a break because this took a long time.
Oh boy.
No, it's not bad.
What did you do?
I didn't do anything.
Give me an animal. Oh wow. I like this.
It's really big.
Wait, you stuffed them? I thought you didn't have any stuffing.
I did. I actually had just enough. This is literally all the stuffing I had left
Oh, these are awesome.
in these two pillows.
And these get like that nice, like, perfect starfish shape. You can almost like fall asleep standing up.
Stephen approves.
I like these a lot.
Hello and welcome back to my art room. It has been a couple of days since I finished this lovely project, but I forgot to film an outro. That's why we're here. So, final thoughts are this pattern is actually really easy to figure out. I would like to note that the pattern is just a blanket pattern. The steps that I outline in this video to make the pillow are not included in that pattern. I basically modified a blanket pattern and turned it into a pillow because I wanted a pillow. This project is a lot of fun. It's 100% worth trying. You could even make a smaller variation if you don't want to do the extremely large version of this project. I will say that each panel, so one side of this, took roughly 4 to 5 hours to crochet. And that means the crochet portion was at least 8 to 10 hours total. So each pillow took roughly 12 to 15 hours to make once you include the time that it took to cut out all the fabric, do the sewing, stuff the pillow, and crochet the whole thing shut. So each pillow took roughly about almost 2 solid 8-hour work days worth of time to complete. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Also, if you've been here for the entirety of this video, thank you for sticking around, and leave a yarn ball emoji in the comments so I know who stayed until the end. Also, thank you so much for watching the entirety of my video. You being here and watching my content is helping me grow as an artist, videographer, designer, and a YouTuber, and you're helping my channel, so I really appreciate that. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see others like it, please let me know. This was actually my first time making a crochet video, and I would 100% do it again because this was a lot of fun. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell button because I do my best to upload regularly. Well, ending it here. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!